afternoon. This is your girl Drea B here. This is Drea Online, and I want to start a new series by. Wait, what? Already. I'm like, what? Where am I? Who am I? What's going on? Anyway, I want to start a new series by the name of Say It Loud Sundays. A lot of people I feel like kind of do like a play on words with like Saturdays and Sundays, and I guess this is like my spin on it. So, hi, how are you? This is my spin on it. Um, so yeah, it will be like a tough conversation today. Well, it's not really a conversation. It's going to be more so a monologue of things I just need to purge from my heart and my mind that no longer serve me and is just not for me to hold on to anymore. So, yeah, let's get started. Anyway, hey Sophia, how are you? I just gotta breathe with all of this, and just to keep in mind, I'm not going to I'm not going to be really looking at the chat like that, because again, this is not really dialogue type of stream. It's more so, like I said, a monologue. This is just me getting off my chest what no longer serves me, and kind of like therapy in a way, even though I have therapy tomorrow. But maybe this will help someone, I don't know. But let me just start off by saying that I'm in a better headspace than I have been in quite a few weeks, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. For those who know, we're not even gonna get into it, because I know, we know what's going on. But I am mentally preparing myself for what I believe is Wednesday. I believe the 30th will be Wednesday. No. Yeah, no, yes, tomorrow's the 28th. Wednesday will be the 30th, which is the day that my father passed away. So I'm just gearing myself up mentally, prepping myself for the intense emotions that I may feel, and yeah, just giving myself grace, which is, it can be hard at times, because if you ever lost someone, whether it be a physical death or I forgot what it's called, but it's like the person is still alive, but they're no longer in your life, but it feels like a physical death, like that type of. Why am I saying allegory? That's not. No, that's I don't know, but regardless of if it's a physical death, an energetic death, a spiritual death, you know how hard it is grieving, mourning someone who is no longer in your life. And that's what I'm preparing my mind, body, and soul for, because I just know that it's going to hit me hard, and it's I'm going to be in my feels, just to be quite frank. And being in my feels means that I'm going to revisit that time of my life of when I lost my dad, and who was in my life and who's no longer in my life, and kind of comparing, contrasting how I was back then versus like where I am now. And some of that is big triumphs. A lot of it is big triumphs, but also there's a lot of sadness still tethered to that era of my life, because I am no longer friends with someone who I was truly, honestly, for the first time in my life, like building a true like sisterhood with, and or friendship, if you will. Because I've been friends with men too, but it's nothing like that same sex companionship where you can confide in someone, you feel seen by someone, and truly seen, and appreciated and celebrated and supported by someone. And it was kind of like a wait in the exhale moment of like, finally, I found my tribe. I found family in someone, just for it to end. So this is I'm starting already crying, but yeah, this is about that. So I'm not gonna say her name, even though I have name dropped her before, but just out of respect for her, I am gonna say her middle name, but I'm not gonna say her first name. So I'll just say her middle name. So back in 2017, I was I just left. Well, I just graduated from CCP here in Philadelphia, Community College of Philadelphia, and I did I was in a program which was called like dual enrollment. I was in dual enrollment in quite a bit of my schools, but anyway, I was in a dual enrollment program at CCP. And the dual enrollment program consisted of like basically doing 2 years at CCP, and you will finish the other 2 years at a 4-year institution, which was Temple University. And um I already actually completed, because for those of you who already know, or for those of you who don't know, I originally went to Clarion University. I'll probably do a story about that because that was crazy. I went to Clarion University originally, completed 1 full semester there, hated it, got into a fight, whole drama fest or whatever, but we ain't gonna get into that. That's another stream for another time. But so I already had like good college credit. So I was considered at Temple like a smoonier. Like a smoonier, like teeter tottering, like, girl, you could be a junior, but it's given like it's given sophomore, like, because certain credits didn't like cross over, but CCP helped me. So I think I just had to do like 1 more class before I went to Temple, and that's when I became a junior, like, officially. So anyway, I got accepted into Temple University. I was so excited because, I mean, Temple University is such a, critically acclaimed, institution to study at, and it's really good for my major at the time, which was mass communication with a concentration in broadcasting. Kind of like what I'm doing now. So Shoutout, still using that degree, even though I dropped out. Spoiler alert. And I signed up for this extracurriculum course that was near and dear to my heart, which was African American Studies. And I remember I literally remember in that class, I remember my professor, we all called him Dr. Sexy because he was such a handsome, gorgeous man. Let me tell you, he had all the girls swooning over here. That man was fine. All right. And oh my God, I seen him recently and he's still fine. Anyway, that's besides the point. So, way into the semester, Dr. Sexy, this is so funny to call him that again, but Dr. Sexy appointed the dreaded, if you in college, hell, if you in school, it don't even matter if you in college, there is like this undeniable thing that we all students, we hate. I don't know no student that really enjoys group projects. But I know me, I was like, oh my God, like, I hate group projects, y'all. Like, because 1 thing's for certain, 2 things for sure. Like, I feel like I'm always carrying the weight of the freaking group. Like, I'm always doing majority of the work, and I'm always just putting forth all the effort. Like, I despise group projects because it just never fails. There's always a slacker, and the slacker just always, and then once you get into college, I don't know if they do this in high school. They didn't do this when I was in high school, but once you get into college, you have to grade your your teammates or whatever. And baby, I used to lie. I'm like, yeah, such and such was amazing. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Such and such didn't do not a darn thing. I used to hate, like, bro, I used to hate. Anyway, so he appointed us to the dreaded group project. And I was assigned with this young lady. We'll call her Aziz. And two other girls. We just gonna call them girl A and girl B. They don't even matter in the story, child. So Aziz and I, we was just like, do you want to meet in the library and start knocking this out? The other two girls, again, it's always slackers, right? Always slackers. I don't know what the other two girls is doing. Maybe they had to work or something. I really can't remember. I just know they wasn't pulling their weight as per my assumption, which you shouldn't assume, but baby, I was right. So Aziz and I went to the library and we tackled our work right away. Like my type of girl, like girl, I like to just get stuff out the way too, my good girl. So we're in the library doing our work. I actually met her sister that day, and it was getting to the point where we were like wrapping up or whatever. And we were talking because this was the first time we would say hi to each other in class and whatnot, but we never really had a conversation. So this was the first time we were conversing with another. So getting to know her sister at the time. We were wrapping up, and I remember she was just like, oh, like, where do you live and where do you stay? And I told her, which I didn't stay too far from the campus or whatnot. And then she actually graciously offered me a ride home. And I was just like, oh, I'm not going home. I actually need to go to the hospital. And she was like her, just like saying that out, like, oh, I gotta go to the hospital. It was just like, oh, like, what do you mean you going to the hospital? Like, and I'm like, oh, well, my dad is in the hospital, so hold on. Let me just block people. Like, because it's just, hold on. This is why I should have turned the comments off, because people just always fishing for attention. Let me see something. There we go. Boom, no comments. Anyway, because this is not, I was literally thinking that beforehand, because I was like, this is not really a stream to where I need comments, because it's literally not for that. It's literally for me to just get off what I need to get off my chest. If you're here, you're here. If you're not, you're not. It's okay. The people that get it, get it. That's just for the fact of the matter of, I don't need people who just need instant gratification from me to because they want access to my energy to just, oh, Drea's online. I want to see, like, just calm down and whatever. Like, anyway, because I'm getting sidetracked and my mind gets a little jumbled when people just do stuff like that. But I'm not even going to give them the time of my day. That's why the comments are off now. But anyway, I told her that, oh, I'm not going home. I actually have to go to the hospital. She looked at me funny, and I was just like, oh, I just said it casually because I didn't want to make it a big deal, because at that time, I wasn't putting too much, I don't want to say too much thought into it. It wasn't necessarily that, but it was just, I wasn't trying to make the situation seem bigger than what it was, even though it was pretty big at the time. But it kind of like I was borderline delusional, keeping faith, and also just trying to control my emotions at the time. So, I just said it casually, like, oh yeah, my dad's in the hospital. And from there, that's when our friendship skyrocket and just began like very quickly. um I just always remember, and I was quite frankly like surprised because I had friends at the time that, like I said before, I went to Clarion University, that I've known since then, and we went through a lot of things, especially in Clarion. Oh my God. And being from Philly and going against people in Pittsburgh, um, that we went through, and none of them even checked up on me or see how I was doing. Like the progression of just, just checking in on your friend, they didn't even do that to me. So that's why I never made my my father being in the hospital like bigger than what, even though it was huge. It's just crazy to say that now, but I just never made it a big deal because no one else, people who knew me, didn't care enough to check on me because it was actually a big deal, if that makes sense. So I remember I remember just her just always checking in on me, like, you know of course it was about the project and stuff, but like she will always she made it known, she made it her mission to actively check on me. And it meant so much to me, and it was so new to me because again, I was just used to people just, just wanting, just being around like kind of like narcissistic people, even though I really I didn't know that word at the time. But, looking back on it, that's just what I was used to: self-absorbed, self-centered type of people where, you know, you check up on them, you pour it to them, but they don't even give you like a little drop, a little drip drop, ounce of support, love, or care. But that wasn't the case for her. She she overflowed my cup with so much love, so much support, and at times it was overwhelming, it was confusing, it was terrifying, but it was needed. It was well needed. And I could get into like nitty-gritty stuff, like meeting her friends and how unaccepting they were of me, and even one of her friends who actually made like a shady comment towards me. But I was so like at the early stages of my depression, like I didn't even like I called her out on it, but it's like I was so emotionally unbalanced, but like holding on to like literally like my thought process back then was just to was school and my dad. Like literally, like my thought process was like, knock these classes out, go visit my father as soon as I'm done classes. And that's what I did. So anything else that tried to like interrupt that, I really didn't give it too much of my energy and attention. I mean, I did correct people, don't get it twisted. I was very much still, an A1 J1 crash out, but I just wasn't giving people my energy like that back then because I wanted to preserve that for my father. So um I remember going to the hospital and I was on the phone with her. She became like a safe haven for me, like literally in human form, just like a safe space for me. And it was odd, it was weird, but it was so exhilarating. It was like I felt like I could breathe around her. I just felt at ease with this woman. Like she was truly, and no one can tell me differently, like a gift from God. Literally a gift from God. Everything truly happens for a reason. um I remember being in a hospital, and at the time when my dad was verbal, I was telling him like, oh, I'm on the phone with Aziz, and her first name, just like her middle name, which is Aziz. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong too, sorry for my Arab friends. um he had, because it's an ethnic name, it's an Arab name, it's an Egyptian name. So he he had like issues with pronouncing her name right, and at the time she wasn't telling me like, hey, this is how you correctly pronounce my name. So I was just, westernizing it up, just, putting my own little twang and spin on it, calling her whatever. And this girl was like, later on down the line was like, girl, this is actually how you pronounce my name. And I'm like, girl, what the f, like, what the heck, what the hell? But I remember like me like them talking on the phone, and that was even a sentimental moment for me, because this is my father. This is someone who I have a deep unconditional love for. And at the time, I didn't categorize her as that. Like, to me, she was still just a classmate, but a classmate that honestly gave me something that I didn't even know myself that I needed, because I'm such a loner, and I can do things all by myself type of person. I have this hyper independence to where I feel like I can only count on me, because I've been put in situations where that has been the case. But I never really understood or recognized how much safe and how much beauty there is in friendship, in true genuine friendship, in true genuine sisterhood, brotherhood, whatever have you. And she gave that to me. She did. I also remember, again, this woman, just met her in class. We had a project. She started driving me home. She started constantly, like literally every day, checking in on my mental health. Also important to realize her major was psychology. Her major was psychology, but I remember she wanted me to go out one night, and I didn't really want to go out. How can I celebrate anything? How can I have fun? How can I turn up? That was the saying at the time. I don't think kids say turn up anymore, but that's what we were saying back in the day. Turn up. How can I turn up right now? My father is in the hospital. He's been in the hospital for weeks, damn near a month now. I can't have fun. And I remember her just being adamant about it, like, no, 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 come on out. You need this. You need this. Trust me. We're just gonna like get some food, have some fun, whatever. I obliged. I was like, okay. I went out. We went downtown in Philly, in like the Chinatown area, and we went to a restaurant called Banana Leaf, which honestly is one of my favorite restaurants. I haven't been in quite some time, but Lord, I can eat some Banana Leaf right now. And Banana Leaf is like a Indonesian, it's like a fusion restaurant with like Indonesian food and like Malaysian, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Um what the heck? Sorry. Hold on. Beep beep. Beep beep. So I pull up to Banana Leaf. I think my mom dropped me off, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how I got there. Maybe a lift. I really don't remember. I remember getting to Banana Leaf, and oh my God, to my dismay, to my surprise, not my dismay, to my surprise, I actually still have the like, I believe I still have like the video and stuff of it, in my Snapchat. A lot of stuff I have deleted because I just, it holds too many painful memories to just like remember her. But I remember going into the Banana Leaf like, well, what the heck is going on? What is this like intimate, romantic restaurant? And like I'm heading to the back, and she's there looking her beautiful self. A gorgeous queen of a woman, just head wrapped down, always could dress like fashion 8 down, baby. The face card, accepted everywhere. Like when I say Aziz was just like a beautiful woman inside and out, she truly was. She was truly a goddess here on earth. I see her beautiful face, and I see this freaking cake, and I'm like, what the heck? And it says, I forgot what it said, but it's basically, it was like well, I don't remember. I forgot what exactly what I said, but I will never forget what the cake was. It was a So those of you who probably don't know, I have a very big chest. You know, I'm very chesty. I'm very, whatever, busty. And the cake was of boobs. Like, the cake was like boob cake. Like, it was two big old melons. And it was like basically a support cake, basically, because it was like boobs with a bra on. It was like, basically, we're here to support you through, your father being in the hospital. And she had her friends there that, some that I've made friends with as well. And she tried to she called people that I knew, and some couldn't make it. The girl I was talking to at the time, she called her. She couldn't make it because she didn't live in Philly. And it was like two people. The girl I was talking to at the time that I was dating, and then a friend from college who couldn't be there, but another friend from college was there. So oh my God, I gotta sneeze. Ooh, wait. Ooh, bless me. So she had like people there to support me. And when I say I was crying profusely, because I have never, no one has ever surprised me with anything like that before. No one has ever supported me like that before. No one has done anything of that sort for me, even to this day. So I was just overwhelmed with emotions and just admiration and appreciation that this girl was a stranger. It is crazy how life can like just like that happens. Like strangers, people who are once strangers can mean so much to you. Like it's really a crazy phenomenon to think about if you really take the time to like do some introspection and think about people who mean so much to you that are outside of your family who were strangers. It's like it's crazy that I didn't know you from a can of paint. You were just another person that I shared a college course with, and you literally are literally helping me during what I didn't even imagine to be the toughest time in my life to get by. It's just like it's like, if I can give an analogy, like, because people say like life is like kind of like a race. Well, some people's like, oh, it's not a race, it's a marathon, because it's all about your own pace or whatever. But like, think about it like a wounded participant in the game of life, the race, the marathon, whatever you want to call it. And I'm at that time like I'm wounded, but here comes this person also in the game of life. They could surpass me, but she came back to stand side by side with me to help me get through. And that's what she did for me. I'm so appreciative of her. Like, I literally thank God that I met her, that I came across her, because literally everything happens for a reason. I remember literally, because before meeting her, before even getting accepted into Temple, I had another best friend. He was a male. And our friendship was ending, and I was mourning that. Not so much like how I mourn her to this day, because our friendship was kind of superficial, to be quite frank. But that doesn't mean that I couldn't still mourn, the ending of our relationship, because at the end of the day, he was someone who, I loved, I cared for it, and I wanted to go through the journey of life with him. But it came to a point where I realized we were different people on different paths, and um a life that was once, okay with me, I didn't see it as beneficial anymore. Like, I don't want to even like bash him or anything. We were just growing apart, and um we just went our separate ways. But it was, the timing was still like kind of there to where he was informed about my dad being in the hospital and stuff, but he didn't care. Like, he wasn't there for me or nothing. And it's just crazy, because if the shoe was on the other foot, regardless if we're not friends or not, you're someone, I've been around your family, you've been around my family, you've been around my biological mom. A lot of people, especially today, a lot of people can't say that they know that part of me. They know like parts of me that like unhealed, achy parts of me. A lot of people don't know that. And he's been around like he knows a lot about me, a lot about my past. And for him not to like be supportive, regardless of like us splitting ways, of going our separate ways, it was hurtful. It was, because I would never do that to him. But Aziz was like the complete opposite of him. Like, she was just so positive. She was literally like, I don't know if you have someone like that in your life. Just think about someone who's just like literally like, when you come around them, they just instantly energize you. You feel weightless around them. They just make things just like easier. Like, that's what she was for me. She literally was like a breath of fresh air. She literally was like, she, it, her friendship was just so healing and therapeutic for me on so many levels. It's not even funny. It really isn't. But ever since that party that she threw for me, that surprise support party that she threw for me, I want to know if I hold on, because if I have it, my Wi-Fi is acting up. But ever since then, yeah, it's acting up. I was gonna try to show you guys like the cake and stuff, because I still have that. Our friendship just took off, honestly. And one thing I always said to her, especially in the beginning of our friendship, and it's just funny how things come into fruition. I always said to her, like, hey, if for whatever reason we are not friends anymore, I will always love you, I will always appreciate you, and I will never forget you. Literally, every time we had like a heart to heart, and we would call it like, girl, let's have our heart to heart moment. And that's something I always craved for. I always wanted that like true sisterhood moment of just like bearing everything to someone actually seeing me for me. Because a lot of people just see me for like this independent, hopeful, strong woman. It's like, thank you, but I'm not always strong. And she saw that, and she nurtured the parts of me that wasn't strong enough to keep fighting. She nurtured parts of me that I didn't have the strength to embrace or embark on. Like, she saw me. I have friends who I knew for years who never saw me. Or maybe they did and they just didn't say anything. I don't know. But this woman was completely different from what I was used to in a friend. And I just felt like finally, even in the midst of my storm of my father being terminally sick, I felt like something was finally going right in my life. And I was going through a lot. So I always talk about, like, you know, how hard it was losing my dad and the process of him being sick. But I never really said why all that was hard. And that's because I was going through my own health issues. At the time, I was bleeding profusely to where I could have died. And I I put my own health on the back burner because I wanted to make sure my dad was okay. I didn't care about my body shutting down or feeling like really fatigued. Like, for any woman who's ever dealt with PCOS and like the severe sides of PCOS, where your body literally feels like paper, you feel like you're made out of glass, like any step you take, it hurts. It like, I literally like was knocking on death's door. My hemoglobin, so a healthy hemoglobin for women is 12. Around that time, my hemoglobin was at 5.4. I could have died. And I remember preserving my energy. Literally. I would take like shortcuts because, so like walking was like really hard for me. Not to say like the actual like motion of like walking, but like walking, like it was hard to like breathe, and not like in a, oh, she's overweight type of thing. No, like it's just like one of those things, like if someone ever had like severe like anemia or severe like iron deficiency anemia, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because oxygen, just a little science lesson for us all. Oxygen is bonded in our hemoglobin, and I wasn't getting a lot of oxygen. So if your blood count is down, hemoglobin is blood. If your blood count is down, that means you're not getting enough oxygen to your brain, you're not getting enough oxygen to your lungs, like basically to your vital organs. So I literally would like, I'm like, okay, if I know I gotta walk 2 blocks to the bus, I gotta preserve my energy. I would literally like take breaks walking, because, and mind you, if I was to show you guys the walk now, you'd be like, girl, what? Like it was bad. It was bad. It was bad. She would pick me up. She knew like what was going on. She started picking me up. Like it's like the more I told her stuff, the more like I was being open and honest about like, hey, this is what's going on with me. It's like the more she became readily available to help me. And I just didn't understand why. You know, I feel like when people do like good stuff to us or good stuff for us, we kind of like question it, like, well, what's the motive? Why are you doing this? Because we are so conditioned to live in a world where we know people aren't nice. And if they are nice, it's like, it's nice nasty, and it's not really authentic, it's not real. You know, because no one just does stuff out the kindness of their heart. Like, that's not how the world is. But she literally redefined what a good human was. Like, who I am now is deeply a reflection of what she has shown me. Because I was in a deep transformative period at that time. I wasn't the best person. I wasn't. I was, you know, gossiping. I was fighting all the time. I was just angry. I held on to a lot of things, a lot of hurt. And it was eating away at me. It was eating away at my character. And if people from back then, have nothing but nasty things to say about me, I don't blame them, because that's just how I presented myself until I met her. And she showed me there's different ways of being. And I started to emulate that within my own life. Like, if this young lady, this girl can be my age and be so graceful with how she treats people, no matter if they're bad to her, then why can't I? She was truly like someone to look up to. I still do to this day. Like I said, she made my life a lot easier in so many ways possible. Just being an opening ear, and it's like she got me. Like even with the things that I couldn't articulate, she put into words for me. She gave me the gift of reciprocity. She gave meaning to that word. She taught me that word. And not only did she teach it to me verbally, she exuded it. Literally everything I gave to her, she gave right back and then some. Truly, like an earth angel. I remember when my father passed away. It was late at night. And even though I had written about death earlier, because I feel like my spirit knew, just like I knew when there was something wrong with him and I was right, something within me knew that he was that day he was going to leave me physically. The first person I called was her. And she comforted me like no other. I didn't have no words to say. I didn't know what to do. The hope and faith I had in God, and the situation of just praying that he would get better, all just came crumbling and crashing down. And all I had was like family and her to like lean on during literally the darkest time of my life. Like pitch black dark. Like I didn't know how to see my way out of that situation. Dark. And thank God I didn't just have her. I had my ex-girlfriend at the time too. And I'm so appreciative of her too. I always name drop her. Hey, Jeanette. I don't know why I don't have no problem name dropping Jeanette, because I just say her name like it's nothing. Hey, Jeanette. Again, God makes no mistakes. God didn't realign Jeanette back into my life for no reason. Jeanette came back to Philadelphia literally at the right time for a purpose, and it was divinely guided. No one can tell me differently, because let me tell you something, just a little sidebar. when we were kids and we was just like, when we turned 18, I don't know if a lot of kids do that still to this day, but let me tell you something. Jeanette had a plan since we were kids because she wanted to get away from some toxicity from her family. And when I said baby girl had a plan, she wasn't the F plan. Once we turned 18, out of Pennsylvania, enlisted into the Marines, and hasn't looked back since. And she did have to come back to Philly, but again, that was temporarily. She knew she wasn't going to be there for long. Again, mama's had a plan and she was sticking to it. And that's someone else I look up to so much, you know. And even she was like a strong shoulder, a strong support to just lean on during the toughest time of my life. And those two was like a dynamic duo. And one thing I appreciate about Aziz is that no matter like what I told her and what may have not been within her belief system, she never judged me. And it just was incredibly like, again, it was just so refreshing to, because we live again we live in a world like, if people are extremely Christian, they do not accept homosexuality. If people are, extreme within their religion and they're Muslim, they are against homosexuality. And you can literally be a living, breathing participant, taking your religion and your faith seriously, but also extend kindness and compassion to others that, hey, I may not agree with your lifestyle, but I'm not going to treat you any less than a human. What? I probably worded that wrong, but you should know what I'm trying to say. And that's what she did. And it was just beautiful to see. Again, she taught me how to like, it was like this unconscious teachings of just being a well-rounded, balanced human. That doesn't mean, oh, put her on a pedestal and she's like godlike and she makes no mistakes. No, she's human. She does. But the beauty about her is that she recognizes that she's human. And in recognizing that she's human, she knows that you're human. So it's that extension of grace. And it's the greatest, like literally it's one of the greatest and such a meaningful lesson that I have been taught by another human being. And I'm just so grateful to had came across her in my life. Now, when my father passed away, again, the darkest time of my life, I had really bad trigger warning. I had really bad suicide ideation, and not even just ideation, like actually acting on it. I was very temperamental back then. I remember yelling at my mom. I just remember I just was like isolating myself. I wasn't talking. It was a new normal that I just emotionally was not ready for. And she just gave me grace of being present to help me sort out my emotions, but also that fine balance of giving me space to deal with it on my own. And when I knew I needed help, because again, I was badly acting on my negative thoughts of not wanting to be here anymore and taking a bunch of pills and and then being very upset. And it's crazy because I'm kind of like ashamed. Like I'm like, I don't know if you ever like had like a moment of like, what the heck was I thinking? Like you judge yourself real hard for like your past mistakes and what the heck? Hold on. But I was like judging myself like I like looking back on it, I like judge myself really hard for like decisions I made back then, because it's like, girl, like what the heck? But I'm I'm sad to say, like, when I would wake up after like taking a bunch of pills to end my life, I used to be so upset. Like I used to be like throwing things. I was having like really bad. So like when a subscriber that I blocked that came back, and I don't know why you're back, came back out of nowhere, told me um, oh, you have anger issues, and I'm like, girl, cause the reason why I took that as total disrespect, because one, you don't know me, and then two, if you would have known me back then, you would have said I had anger issues. The version of me now, the version of me now does not give anger issues, babes. It does not. Um, but back then, oh, I was breaking things. I was like literally destroying my house because um it reminded me of my father. This is where my father resided. You know, he lived downstairs. And I was just so angry that he left me. I was so angry that he died. I was so, why didn't you fight hard enough to stay? Why did you leave me? I already don't have my biological mom in my life because she's just a horrible human being and doesn't take accountability for, you know, her wrongdoings. And you always said it doesn't matter because I have you. I'm safe with you. And you left me. That was my thought process. Like you left me. You left me here by myself. I don't have anyone. And I started hating my dad because he left me. How could he do that? He knows everything. He knows I'm not close to my biological mom and that side. He knows, you know, my mama, who I do identify as my mama, her daughter hates me. Her brother is like always likes to point out like, oh, what would you do without my sister in your life? Your mom was on drugs and da 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 da. Like they're always like throwing like my biological mom's wrongdoing in my face. It's like everybody just always was just, they made it their point to just like kind of like I'm a charity case type of thing. And you know, when my dad got wind of that, you know, he just always made it a point like, you don't need for nothing while I'm here. You have a home, you have protection from me. And it's just like once he died, it's like, what do I have? I have no one. And I truly felt alone. So I wanted to die. Because I didn't feel like it was anything worth living for. Everything my everything died. April 30th, 2017. What the hell do I have to live for? So I remember feeling really low and knowing I needed help because things was just like getting really bad. And I checked myself into a mental hospital, a behavioral health hospital, Belmont. Shout out to Belmont. I checked myself into Belmont Hospital before they did the renovations, but listen, I still had a time. But I'm making it seem like I went to rehab or something, but like I'm making it seem like I went on vacation. But honestly, going to Belmont was the best decision I made for myself at that time. And oh my God, I remember one of my collegiate friends who I knew before Aziz. I remember I told her that, and she was judging me like, why would you do that? Mind you, this girl didn't check up on me. She said she would be there for me during the funeral, didn't even show up. You know, she was just like, and just made excuses and never took accountability. And it was just like a fake friend that, you know, I still kept around out of loyalty, but it was just a dead situation. So, but when I called Aziz, she was so proud of me. Even my mama back then, my mama was worried. She was scared, but at that time, my mama was very much like, oh, pray it away. Like, when I say my mama and I came a long way, bro, we came a long way. Because I had to explain to her, like, when people just they just hide behind this, like, because it's probably going to like offend a lot of people, but honestly, I don't care. I just hate when you are going through an inner turmoil and Christians just throw at you like, pray it away, I'm praying for you, and all this old other stuff. But they don't do the actual Christian thing by checking in on you consistently. Or at the very least, pray with you. Because what you're doing is you're leaving me to still deal with my issues, my concerns, my problems alone. If you truly cared, honestly, if you truly cared about my well-being, then why not pray with me? If you truly cared about my well-being, why not check up on me? Saying, oh, pray it away, give it to God, is literally leaving me to deal with my own emotions. And it's past dealing with my own emotions. I'm literally fighting demons. I'm literally fighting negativity. I'm literally fighting fears. I'm fighting depression. I'm fighting grief. I'm battling with suicide at this moment. So when it gets to that point, there's no, oh, I'll pray for you. Someone needs to step in. Because when you leave true suicidal people, not these kids who just want attention because they're not getting it. I'm talking about people who are literally at the lowest of lows and they can't escape the pain besides wanting to take themselves out of it. I'm talking to those type of people. Where you feel like your only answer to escape the pain is to take yourself out. You can't deal with that alone. You need a support system behind you. Think of the people who literally took themselves out because they felt lonely. Loneliness is the number one cause to suicide. Literally feeling misunderstood, not being seen. Like, people don't understand that. They just think it's a teeter-totter between, like, people. Because there are kids, especially on here, and especially some subscribers, and I've been seeing it, and that's why I've been unfollowing people and banning people from here, Because there's some people who literally glamorize suicide like it's fucking cute. But for the real survivors who literally understand what I'm talking about, you know what it feels like to battle your pain, your suicide ideation one-on-one. It's not an easy fight. And I wanted to still be here. I just didn't know how to go about it. I didn't. And I'm not digging in my nose, sorry. My nose was itchy. I just didn't know what to do other than trying to myself. So once I told her, the instant reassurance and the validation she gave me that I did something right, I made the right call by admitting myself. I said omitting English, it's hard. Admitted myself into a behavioral health hospital was again the exhale that I needed. And I don't regret it to this day. At my big age of 33, I still have my butterfly on my wall from my time at Belmont because it is a constant, it's a daily reminder of my survival. That woman saved my life. Aziz saved my life. I would not be here. It wasn't my mama. It wasn't my cats. And it damn sure wasn't my willpower. It was her. It was her being in my corner. It was her cheering me on. It was her coming to visit me. And we would make jokes about it. Because I'm like, girl, I'm in jail. I'd be like, girl, free Drea. Like, we would, like, and that's another thing. We use comedy to get us through, like, tough situations and awkward moments. We literally would, like, say, girl, you in jail. And I'm like, girl, like, when I would call her on a little payphone. Because, you know, when you in the hospital, they took everything from you, child. And I would call her and she'd be like, yeah, girl, free you. I'm counting down until you touch down. And I'm like, yeah, girl. Like, it's just, I needed that. And when she would visit me, she literally would bring me books. Anybody who knows me, books is a way to my heart. I'm a nerd. I am a dork. I love books. I love reading. And she bought me books. If that is not a beautiful gesture of love, I don't know what is. I am here. I am standing tall. I am a changed woman because of the love and the support and the admiration that Aziz has given me. And despite our ending, because for whatever reason, like I called it before, because I knew, my higher self knew, my intuition knew that our friendship was temporary. The physical friendship may have been temporary, but the feelings and the love and especially the love I have for her will last a lifetime to the day I die. My kids, God willing, will know her. They will know her name. They will know the impact that she had on me. My future husband will know the impact that she had on my life. My subscribers will know the impact that she has on my life, because I literally, I would be lying to say, oh, I'm here because of my own strong will and all. No. When I gave up on me, when I gave up on life, when I was ready to check out permanently, I had someone pulling me back like, no, you're better than this. You're stronger than this. You're going to get through it. And I'm going to make sure you get through because I'm here with you. It's because of that woman. And I literally write in my journal, I make it my life's mission to pay it forward to people. I didn't get a chance to redeem myself from the depressive era that she has seen me in. She hasn't seen this version of me. She hasn't experienced. I don't know what she's seen. I don't know if she watching me, child. I don't know. But she hasn't experienced this version of me. And it's sad because it's nothing like seeing someone at the lowest of low, and you witness, you're there during the tough times, during the trauma, but witnessing their victory, their triumphs, is nothing like it. It is nothing like it. And it pains me after all the heart-to-hearts, the cries, the laughs, the jokes, the road trips. She doesn't get to experience this version of me. But it's okay. I am literally releasing the grief of our friendship. Our friendship will transcend time. It does. And it's not in a traditional physical sense, but she is literally the living personification of the phrase loving someone from a distance. You know how people say that, and it's like you say that like unconsciously or consciously, but it's like I don't think about you, babes. Nah, I think about her here and there because she is someone who meant a lot to me and still means so much to me. I said it before, and I'll say it until it happens. My firstborn child, whether they be a girl or a boy, they will be named after her. She has a unisex name. Their middle name will have her name because, again, she means that much to me. I will honor her grace. I will honor her support. I will honor the love that she has given me freely with naming my child after her. She means so much to me. And it does hurt that the way we stopped being friends, because it was out the blue, you know. I am intuitive. I felt the energetic shift. I knew she was lying to me about going out of town with someone. She really went by herself, or maybe she went with someone who didn't care for me because her friends were kind of weird with me. But regardless, I'm letting all that go. I'm letting I have to let that go. It's not my pain to bear anymore. It's not my pain to hold on to anymore. It's something that I am publicly releasing because it's not serving me holding on to the what ifs and what could haves and what should haves and what would haves anymore. Because at the end of the day, the love is still very much real between, at least on my end, and I would like to say on her end as well. You know, I just hate that the fact that she didn't feel confident enough, she didn't feel strong enough to talk to me, because I know confrontation is not her strong suit. I know it's uncomfortable for her to like advocate for herself, because I was always rallying around her. She was someone, and to this day I wouldn't play about her. If I saw her today, somebody tried her, oh, best believe I'm throwing hands and then some. But I hate how things ended, but this is just, if you come across this one day, if you just so happen to see this one day, know that I love you. I never stopped. I never stopped. You hurt me, girl. It felt like a betrayal because out of anybody, for you to just abandon me the way that you did hurt and cut me deeply. But I forgive you. I do. You, it's water under the bridge. But to be honest, that's not saying I want to be friends again. And that's not being me being petty either. It's just I feel like I knew our time, and you knew it because I said it to you all the time that I knew our relationship would be temporary. That's why I always said, like, hey, for whatever reason, we're not going to be friends, because a part of me knew. And the way that I even verbalized it, hey, for whatever reason, because and look how we ended it. It like literally came into fruition. That phrase alone, man, it was a manifestation, and it came into fruition that for whatever reason, because there was no reason that you gave me, even though I felt you pulling back, even though I felt you lying. I still to this day, I don't know what happened. I don't know. I mean, I get a gist of maybe it was the intensity of our relationship. It was the maybe and I always had fears that I was your depressed friend that you always had to help and coddle and things of that nature. I felt like a project to you. And I felt like I wasn't I had fears of not being as good as a friend of you than you. I have fears of not being as a good of a friend to you as you were to me, which you always reassured me and told me like that is not the case. Like I'm a very good friend to you. But the way that you just abandoned me, it just it had me second guessing, like, well, maybe she just was telling half truths, and maybe I was too much to bear. I was too much to handle. It was too intense of an emotion, and I'm just here to say, like, I'm releasing all that shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and thoughts and speculation, because again, if you wanted me to know, you would have told me, and that's the sucky part about all this, you didn't. But I don't hold no grudge against you. I have no ill feelings towards you. Quite frankly, there is nothing but love that resides when it's associated with your name. I will always love you. I love you from a distance. I pray for you. I pray for your family. Say hi to your little sister with her shady self looking on my Instagram to see if I was going to talk about you. Y'all still watching Harry Potter on my HBO Max. No, girl, that was shady. That was shady, sister. That was shady, sister. But I let you get away with it until I changed that password. You thought you was just gonna be watching Harry Potter on my account and we ain't friends? Girl. Hocus pocus, get the hell out of here, bitch. She's like, but girl, it's nothing but love. It's nothing but love. Ain't nothing but love. But, I just, with the anniversary of my father's death coming up, I just thought it was like an appropriate thing to do to just like finally like just release it, because it's been here, it's been living within me, that grief, the grief of the grief of losing my father is tied to when I met you, and then remembering, oh my God, we're not friends anymore, so grieving you as well. It's okay. Life is a duality. There are ends There are beginnings, there are endings. And I am coming to terms, well, I've came to terms with, us not being friends anymore. But that doesn't mean that I don't wish you well. I really do. I hope you haven't stopped writing. You are an amazing writer. I've told you that all the time. You know, I pray if that is within your calling, I hope you are still writing. You have such a beautiful voice that I think this world definitely needs to hear. In your diction, in the way you verbalize things, I just feel like there's no other voice quite like yours. And I would be honored and I would be proud to see your name in lights. Because you deserve that. You deserve that public recognition for your voice, your experiences. Because so many women, so many people can resonate with your writing. So I hope you are still writing. If you aren't, girl, you better get to it, sister. You better get that pen and put it to that paper. I hope you're married now. And even if you're not married now, girl, we are decentering men. All right? We don't need a man. You don't need a man. You don't need a husband to be complete, babes. But if you are married, congratulations. I'm so proud of you. I'm happy for you. And again, don't beat yourself up if you're not married. Don't beat yourself up. You're a person. I don't know if you're dating. I don't know, girl. We ain't talking years, girl. We ain't talking 3 years going on 4, child. But if you are dating, I hope they are treating you like the queen that you are, because you deserve it. You deserve rose petals at your feet. You deserve to be fed grapes, babes. When I say a queen, I ain't lying, babes. It gives queen. It gives empress divinity. If babies and kids is something that you want, I know, you work with kids. At least when we used to talk, you worked with kids, and even with school, if you, I don't know if you went back to school, but I hope that's going good for you as well. Your career, wherever that path may take you, if you are working in the field of psychology, which I can't see you not doing, because girl, I know that's your passion, and I know helping kids as well is important to you. I pray that God leads you to a successful career if you're not already in it, and I pray that God continues to order your steps. Alhamdulillah. I hope your family is doing okay. I hope your father is doing okay. I hope your mom, your beautiful mom, I hope she's doing okay in your family. Hey, I was about to say her name. I was like, hey, shady little baby sis. I hope she's still doing. I hope she's still modeling. Oh my God. When I say all y'all look good, the jeans be immaculate. But I hope your family's doing good. I hope you're beautiful. Oh my God, your little brother. I hope your little brother's doing good too. I really do wish nothing but the best for literally all of y'all. And even your little shady friends. Now to the shady friends. I'm gonna keep it cute because I ain't got too much nice things to say about them. Honestly, it's up and it's stuck with some of them. It's up and it's stuck with some of them. Yeah. Especially 2 in particular. Yeah. Yeah. Start with an R, start with a C. It's up and it's stuck with you babies. Don't ever think if I don't see one of them, and I don't care if I see both of them the same, 2 for 1 special. What's up? If I ever see one of them, don't think words won't be exchanged. Just because I'm older doesn't mean that, well, no, I should grow out of that. But I'm definitely gonna say something, cause when you got beef with me, you got beef with me forever, bitch. Cause I don't know what I listen. You already know the girl who name start with I'm the Rashida. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say names, bitch. Rashida, bitch. When I catch you, hoe. You had so much shit to say when I first met you. You had shit to say when we was departing, not being friends with her anymore. I'm not gonna say her name. But bitch, if I ever see you, hoe, it's up in this motherfucking stuck, bitch. You know I don't like your pig looking ass, deformed face looking ass, bitch. Anyway. And Shabelli, oh bitch, you better not ever let me see you, hoe. Yeah. Hey, Tom. Or was it Tim? Tim, Tom, whatever. Hey, Shabelli husband. Love you, daddy. Holla at a real woman, not no fake ass, looking ass. Let me stop. But anyway, but no, them girls, I don't like them. They can go because they just rude for nothing. I ain't do nothing to them, and they was just intimidated by my energy, just making up stuff. Especially Rashida. I should have slapped that bitch when she first said some shit out her mouth talking about some. Oh, when you got chlamydia? Because I was going to the school. When we was at Temple, I was going to the campus nurse or whatever, and literally the first time meeting her, this bitch had a nerve to talk. Like, who says some shady shit like that? Talking about some, what, you got chlamydia? No, you dirty bitch. Not everybody who go to the doctor is your dirty bitch ass self. Was in love with a whole gay man. Bitch, he didn't want your ugly ass. Fucking deformed looking ass nose, bitch. Fucking the face deformity ass, bitch. Fuck out of here. Ugly ass whore. Anyway, I'm sorry because that bitch had a lot of nerve. Like, you can't, like... You ever seen the movie Penelope with the girl with the Christina Ricci and she had the pig nose? That's what she looks like. She has a face deformity. I'm not even lying. But she had me fucked up. Literally would blow up my phone and I would be there for her. And then out of nowhere it became weird. You and your fucking mom, your weird ass mom, bitch. You and your mama could get it, bitch. But all right, let me stop. No, but when I say like rude, like we just gonna end it on a good note because I can go in all day. I really could, but no, I'm so serious about them three, cause the mom can get it too. Just rude for nothing. Like, what? I ain't never meet like oh my God. I remember, and out the kindness of my heart, I will never forget. I'm sorry, I gotta get this out. Bought Rashida a cake because she graduated, and the mom going to try to make it a bigger thing. Like, why would you think we wouldn't buy her a cake? Because I was told that y'all wasn't doing nothing. Are you okay? And then my cake ended up being better than the cake that she got. Like, she was just, this lady was such like, nasty energy, like miserable energy, like too, they disgusting energy, like, like, you ever just met like a nasty person like that? Like, yuck. So, yeah. But I'm gonna try to end it on a good note. I know I got off on a tangent because, listen, I ain't playing about them. But, girl, all in all, it ain't nothing but love on my end. I wish you nothing but the absolute best in life. Keep your faith, keep your head held up high, believe in yourself because I've always believed in you. And keep loving on your beautiful family. I think that's what makes you such a beautiful person, makes you such a strong person, because you have such a grounded family that just supports one another. And I just feel like a lot of people don't have that. And it's just it literally it literally radiates you. Like, you being covered in your family's love, it gives you such a glow like no other. So please keep basking in your beautiful family. And I hope you are making one of your own if you haven't already. And that is my open letter to my ex-best friend. I think I kind of would do this like with more people. Some people, like, honestly, other than her, I don't really have nothing too nice to say. I don't have nothing nice to say about, other people, but like, things I just know I need to like release, that is I shouldn't just be carrying it anymore. I think I'm gonna do that, like, kind of like every Sunday, like do like a say it loud Sunday, and release things that just just that sits here, but I need to let it out. Um, but that is it for the stream. I will be back on later to play some Roblox. I want to play Dandy's World, cause I want to try to beat it. I kind of want to play it by myself because I want to. It probably is kind of. I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but I want to see if I can like go on a different floor like by myself. But if people play with me, I'm not going to but unless it's people I blocked in the streaming you and I forgot to block you in the game, like baby girl did yesterday. I don't know why you think that was just weird. But anyway, I will be back on later to play the game. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I know it probably was like a lot going on. Trigger warning. Sorry that I had to turn the chat off. People was just. I just feel like people don't even care what I be talking about. They don't even care about what the stream is about. They just see me on live and just want to, hey, how you doing? Hi. And that's kind of annoying. So I just be banding people, because why are you doing that? You don't have to say hi 20 times, like literally in the chat, because you want my attention that badly. But anyway, I love you guys for watching. Oh my God, I just had a sharp pain. What was that? Anyway, I love you guys for watching. Thank you much for your continuous support. And I will see you guys in an hour. So it is 3:37. I will come back probably before then, because I just want to charge up my iPad and stuff. Oh yeah. No, I'm gonna come back in an hour. I'm gonna come back at 4:40 to play Danny's World. Love you. Bye.